on the grid here tonight. Expand that a little. There we go. So, no changes as of yet. The only change that can occur, we said last week, if Casey Shue won, that would knock, I believe we said, Gunther Dadston out. That is not the case. It would actually knock Justin Krasniewski out. And Justin Krasniewski just recently leaving the race tonight, so does not have a chance to get another win tonight to lock himself in. His next shot, and only shot, would be at Richmond next week. And then we'll take a look at some things to note here tonight. Chester Gibson, last week's winner, will not be in the field tonight, but really shouldn't have anything to worry about in terms of where he stands in the standings. Trevor Elam suspended one race for, we thought was questionable bringing out the caution last week, and had confirmed that he was disqualified from the race after that, and placed on probation for one race, and that race is tonight, and then probation the rest of the season. Carlos Acosta has changed his number from the number 2 to the number 16, will run a special scheme. He's in the 16 permanently, from what he said, the rest of his career here in iRacing, in a tribute to Jose Fernandez, the Marlin who lost his life in a boating accident about a week ago. And like we said, 2 races until the chase, and the big question going to be tonight, if Casey Shue can knock out Justin Krasniewski tonight by winning and shake up some brackets here tonight. So with that, we'll take you to the track now. Shouldn't have too much time left here in qualifying. Just about 2.5 minutes left, and this is how the board is looking here tonight. Going to be 11 cars on the track tonight. As we said, Justin Krasniewski just leaving the server. So Nate Lackamy on the pole currently, and Trevor Polo in second there. Nate normally very good in qualifying, so no surprise to see him up there. And then going down the board there, you got Briar LaPrade third, second last week at Darlington, looking for some redemption tonight. And Thomas Bressi fourth, will be Gunther Dadston, who will be fifth, Jonathan Christopher sixth, Michael Skinner seventh, Casey Shue eighth, Carlos Acosta ninth, Tyler Hensley 10th, and Johnny Thomas 11th. But again, still about a minute and a half to go here before we actually determine where everybody's going to stand here before we drop the green. So some of the drivers to look out for tonight who do not have a win yet. Jonathan Christopher in that 79, and of course Casey Shue in the 23. Carlos Acosta as well. Tyler Hensley and Johnny Thomas do not have wins. However, those drivers, some of them, don't qualify, I don't believe, for the 10 race rule. You have to run at least 10 races with 3 bye weeks. Got a big gaggle of cars right there with about 30 seconds left here in qualifying, but it looks like Nate Lackamy has it all but wrapped up here for the pole. Trevor Polo going to try and give it one more run. Don't think he's going to be able to make it back to the line with only 20 seconds to go and just getting off pit road. And there you go, 5 seconds remain here in qualifying. And it's looking like Nate Lackamy going to start on the pole here tonight. And that'll leave Trevor Polo in second. Briar LaPrade third. Thomas Bressi fourth. It'll be Gunther Dadston fifth there. And then Jonathan Christopher sixth. Michael Skinner seventh. Casey Shue eighth. Carlos Acosta ninth. Tyler Hensley 10th, and Johnny Thomas 11th, with Justin Krasniewski leaving the race tonight. Should be 133 laps. Nice. I didn't know Texas Motor Speedway had a tennis course. More you know here tonight. But 133 laps tonight, about 30 less than the last time we were at a 1.5-mile oval. Really similar to this Charlotte Motor Speedway. That was 166. So these guys are going to be able to do about 50 laps on fuel. However, I have to imagine they're going to come in half that with how tires are. And really what we see here in pitting, it's more of a cut the fuel run in half from the trends I've been seeing. The one good thing about Texas, it's pretty wide around here, and from what some of the drivers are saying, it's going to be really fun around this mile and a half. It's going to be full throttle for the first couple laps, then a little bit of lifting here and there, but don't expect these guys to be braking too often. And again, 11 cars in the grid tonight. Just about half of them without a win. So, going to be some hungry drivers here tonight. Nate Lackamy again starting on pole here tonight. One of those drivers, much like in other series we do, that just needs to put together a full race. Carl Shedd in the Upper Edge Racing League for one example. Nate Lackamy is one of those drivers as well. Does have a win already at Las Vegas, but overall, I'm sure he'd like another one, and just needs to put, again, full race together for that to happen. Seems like he more misses the checkered flag than finishes under it most of the time, and his skill on track definitely does not replicate the finishes here. So it should be one pace lap here. So everyone warming their tires, getting ready for 133 laps. Shouldn't be too grueling around here. Texas not a very, I don't believe, demanding track. But depending on how you're feeling inside of the car, it could make for a very long night. So 2 questions here tonight. When are we going to see the first green flag stop, and can Casey Shue get into the chase? The green flag is out, and we are green. Even start there for the 01 and the 9. Now Briar LaPrade going to sneak out and try and make it 3 wide as we enter 1. Still door-to-door with the 01 of Nate Lackamy. The 18 of Briar LaPrade is all the way to the bottom of the back straightaway he goes. And still 3 wide all the way down the backstretch and into 3. You see there the 9 now going to pull in behind the 01. And Briar LaPrade is actually going to lead lap number 1 here. Well, that was an exciting lap 1 if I've ever seen one. Now here comes the 01 Nate Lackamy trying to battle back on the outside. Side by side as they go down the back straightaway. And into 3. See there, look like the 8 of Gunther Datsun, a little bit of a blink back there. The 01 Nate Lackamy not able to make the pass. Tried to get the nose underneath as they went down the front straightaway. Not going to happen. Tries juking out the 18, it's looking like. Now he's going to get to the bottom and should have the momentum needed. Oh, and the 8 of Gunther Datsun almost around there on the back straightaway. Now he goes around. Caution is out. Carlos Acosta as well into the wall a little bit. And the rear end of that car is not too heavily damaged, but definitely needs some work. Could have been much worse for the driver of that 16. So we're going to see our first caution here on lap 3. With the 8 of Gunther Datsun going around. Looking like just a situation where he gets loose off turn 2. Possibly gets into the apron here. We'll have to see what actually happens. Yeah, rides that apron just a little bit, and that definitely whips the car around. Not very easy to drive it when the bankings are different on each side of the car. Throws it out of whack, and And you can see the rear end damage on Carlos Acosta there. Shouldn't be too bad once he gets it fixed up, but definitely could have been much worse. So the question is going to be, do you come in after 3 laps? Don't think Texas eats up the tires too much. However, I haven't raced here too much to be able to say, but looking like they're all going to come down. Yes. Yeah, I believe that's going to be everyone down pit road. You can already see the 25, Tyler Hensley, down with some damage, looking like he probably got into the wall. So who's going to win the race off pit road here? That's going to be the question. Looking like everybody 4 tires there. Nate Lackamy going to be the first off pit road. Briar LaPrade second. Trevor Polo third. Jonathan Christopher fourth. Thomas Bressi fifth. So a very early caution here on lap 3. From what we've seen so far, though, in those 3 laps, a lot of action here tonight. Darlington last week was pretty action-packed as well, so it's looking like we may be able to continue the trend here. But we'll have to see what happens when everybody starts to get settled into a long run here, and how the cars start to come to some drivers. As I was saying before we had that caution flag come out, you saw a lot of those guys towards the bottom line. Some of the drivers were saying in practice that bottom line might go away later in a run, and then a lot of guys migrate towards the top. Have to see if that's actually the case here tonight, or if they all stay towards the bottom. One thing that might dictate that is how the weather is here tonight, and we'll take a look at that now. Clear skies around here in Fort Worth, Texas. 71 degree air temperature and a 98 degree track temp, so fairly cool from what we've been seeing, and 44% humidity there. So far looking like 9 cars still left on track here tonight. Looks like Johnny Thomas and Justin Krasneski have left. Again, noted Justin Krasneski left before the green flag actually dropped. I think that might have been the same thing with Johnny Thomas there. And we should be getting the one to go this time around. As we do, so we'll be going back green flag racing on lap 8 here of 133. Be interesting to see if this restart is just as crazy as the last one was. 3 wide even before we got to turn 1, gave the 18 of Briar LaPrade the lead. And off pit road, the 01 Nate Lackamy, the pole sitter, gets it back. So we'll Trevor Polo there on the inside starting 3rd. Do the same thing as Briar, or will it just be side by side as we enter 1? That'll be the big question there. Seems like these guys get a little bit crazy on restarts, but with how wide the front straightaway really is and entering 1, shouldn't be too big of an issue. The pace car pulling off now. There you go. 25 Tyler Hensley making his way back into pit road. And the green flag back out. Michael Skinner back there with a good jump. Hits the 79 Jonathan Christopher just a little bit. And the 18 Briar LaPrade has the edge as they enter 1. But I believe the 01 Nate Lackamy going to get the better run off here as they exit 2. Still side by side down the back straightaway. good runoff, too, actually, for the 18 of Briar LaPrade. Now the 01, Nate Lackamy, going to have it as they exit 4. Going to be able to slide in behind the 01 and in front of the 9. Briar LaPrade is. Put the 01, Nate Lackamy, back to the top. And just look at how wide those turns are. Much different from what we saw just a couple weeks ago at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Basically identical tracks, but they race oh so differently. Like some side-by-side racing back there. See the 16, Carlos Costa racing the 23 of Casey Shue back there fairly hard. Again, Casey still looking for that one win to try and get him into the chase. Looking like he may be struggling with his race car back here. Might just be stuck back there. We'll have to see what he can do later into runs here. Because we almost had 3 wide entering turn 1 there. The 9, Trevor Polo, going to be able to get second place away from Briar LaPrade, and Briar actually going to lose 2 spots on that exchange. Thomas Bressi there in the 24 getting to the 3rd position. And now the 18 has Michael Skinner in the 15 all over his rear bumper, but the 15, not sure what happened to him. He wiggles, I believe, into turn or exiting turn 4 there, and now he's going to lose 2 spots. Possibly 3 here. The 23 Casey Shue trying to stick the nose underneath. Not going to work. Now Michael going to get, or trying to get, the 6th place back here from the 79 of Jonathan Christopher. He will get it. Now we'll try to get back to the 5th position. Try to take that away from the 8 of Gunther Dass. Back up front, nothing has really changed there. 9, Trevor Polo slightly reeling in the 01 there, and you saw back there on the back of your screen there, the 79, Jonathan Christopher hits the wall just a little bit there. The right side fairly torn up, actually, on the front end. That's definitely going to hurt the speed of that 79 Chevrolet. As the gap decreases even more here, we're right on board with the man chasing that 01, Trevor Polo, in the 9 machine. And again, very much like some of the other tracks we've gone to, doesn't sound like they're out of the throttle much at all here. You can hear him lift, but I don't think he fully decelerates, really entering or exiting the corner. So now we're in that point where it seems like just about everyone kind of strung out just a little bit, not by much, really 0.3 of a second throughout the entire field everyone is separated by. The 01, Nate Lackamy, looked like he may have slipped up a little bit as he exited 4, and here comes the 9 of Trevor Polo to take advantage of that and put Trevor Polo to the point. 4 wins already this season for Trevor, looking to get win number 5 here tonight. The 01, a little bit loose as he exited 2 there, but a good run out of 2 nonetheless. Going to try and make another run at the lead, but not going to have it as they exit or enter 3. Look like Thomas Bressi was going to try and pressure the 01. Now finds himself a little bit farther back. They're going to try that middle line now and dime it in as he exits 2. Interesting to see if, I was going to say if that works, but right there, 01 Nate Lackamy to the bottom, into 3, and put him back to the point. Not sure if he can actually clear the 9. No, Trevor going to stick the nose back underneath, or yeah, underneath on the outside there. So far, looking like Nate going to be the only driver so far to venture up that far, entering or in the corner. And from what we heard, looking like that outside line could be a factor here before night's end. Oh, and the 9, Trevor Polo into the wall. 24, Thomas Prezi has to take evasive action. The 8, Gunther Dadson also around. Backwards through the grass there. Slides around onto the track. Don't know if we'll get a caution. But that's definitely going to hurt the 9 of Trevor Polo. We'll go back and take another look at that. And just, say he gets into the wall, everyone else has to really check up. Yeah, heavy contact into the wall. The 24 actually followed him in. And I believe that 8 of Gunther Dadson might have done the same. Very interesting there. Take another look. Didn't get a good look at what happened to the 8, but I think he might have gotten into the wall as well. Pretty interesting to see. I think probably... yeah, he gets into the wall as well. 3 drivers at once hit the outside wall. So that's going to give Nate a 1-second lead over the 18 of Briar LaPrade there. Trevor Polo still in the 3rd position. About 3 seconds back of the lead now before he was challenging for it. Thomas Prezi now just moving back to the 7th position. Losing 6th from his teammate Casey Shue. And the 8 of Gunther Dadson currently now in the 9th position. Very, very far back from this field. Looking like he's about to go a lap down as well here. So all of a sudden a huge shakeup on lap 20 here. Going to take the guy who was battling for the lead and another guy solidly in the top 5. All of a sudden, the guy battling for the lead back to the 3rd position, and Thomas Prezi solidly in the top 5 all the way back to the 7th position. And all of them really with pretty heavy damage besides the 8. Gunther Dadson there, fairly minimal damage. Well, I say that, it's looking like maybe the same as the 24. And the 9 of Trevor Polo, yeah, very heavy damage. I think he hit it the hardest there as he exited 4. So not only is that going to cause some aerodynamic damage there, going to slow the car down just a little bit. As you can see now, the 15, Michael Skinner into the wall. I believe that's Jonathan Christopher. He's going to make an evasive move to pit road there, and he's actually going to stop in his box. Actually going to miss it. Haven't seen one of those moves since that move in ARCA back in the day at Charlotte. It's pretty interesting. He's obviously going to get a penalty for that, but now see more and more guys hitting the wall. So obviously, as the tires start to wear here, a lot of guys hitting their edge on how far they can actually push it exiting the corner. So you're going back to hitting the wall there. Not only, like I said, is that going to cause aerodynamic damage, slow the cars down a little bit. That's going to be the big question. What does it do to the toe of these cars and the suspension? I imagine the 9 as well. Again, I think he hit the heaviest on that outside wall. What's that car feeling like in terms of toe and how it's steering? Imagine that's going to be a lengthy repair there for Trevor. And Nate Lackamy still currently extending his lead out to about 1.5 seconds now over the 18 of Briar LaPrade. Thomas Prezi now to the back bumper of his teammate there, Casey Shue. Trying to get that position back, but nowhere really to go. Especially with the speed. I'm sure most of the speed taken out of that 24. Going to try and get the nose underneath the 23 here, but he's definitely good exiting the corners there, but just does not have the front straightaway speed to actually do anything with the 24 or 23. See, exiting the corner there, but just watch the 23 start to pull. So sooner or later, it's looking like these guys are going to start to reel in the 15 of Michael Skinner here. Michael actually that time around 2/10 slower than the 23 here. We'll check out what it is this time. Time around still the same, about 2/10 with Michael running a 30.6 and Casey running a 30.4. So definitely going to start to close the gap here. And so far looking like the 23 and the 01 possibly the two cleanest cars out here. Everyone else looking like they have some wall damage, and now the 18 Briar LaPrade actually goes back to the lead. Thinking that 18 or the 01 of Nate Lackamy there might have hit the wall. Yeah, he's got some right side damage there. We'll see here. He goes into one that time around. He had a 2-second lead, by the way, on that 18. Exiting corner, yeah, heavy impact into the wall, gets into the grass. And then new leader, the 18. So I retract that statement that the 01 possibly having the cleanest car out here. That's actually going to be the 18 and looking like the 23. Everyone else with some pretty heavy right side damage from getting into that wall. Now the 18 Briar LaPrade has to make sure he doesn't make the same mistake here and just take it easy through the corner. So just getting into lap 33 here. Took the green, I believe, around the lap 14 mark. So thinking probably around 15 or so laps away, possibly from our first green flag stop. So you see the 23 Casey Chu was able to get around Michael Skinner there. Now the 24 Thomas Resi looking to do the same there. Into turn 3, they're going to be side by side. And I believe Thomas is going to have it with ease there. Now the 16 of Carlos Costa slowly catching up as well to the 15. Here comes Michael back at it. Into 3, going to get the bottom side there. Looking like they're still going to be side by side, exiting the corner. Michael Skinner actually looking like he gets loose out of 4. And now Carlos DaCosta has definitely closed the gap on Michael. All of a sudden, Michael Skinner was good just about a couple laps ago, now losing all his spots. Carlos Costa again working him over there in that Jose Fernandez Trivia car. Still side by side as the exit 2. Carlos working really hard to try and get that position, but looking like those cars may be just about equal on speed there. A time around, actually. Carlos 2/10 quicker than the 15 of Michael Skinner that time around. Michael just about a 10th quicker. See, Carlos just trying to get the nose underneath there. As we'll ride on board there with that 16. I believe he got loose actually out of 2 there, and that's going to lose all the ground he had. So after hitting the wall, some guys getting through the field better than others there. The 24 Thomas Resi able to get around the 9 of Trevor Polo there. Again, Trevor, who was battling for the lead, just prior to that. Now back to the 5th position there and still losing spots. Casey Shue, again, one of those drivers we mentioned. If he gets the win, he knocks Justin Krasniqi out and is in the chase. He's currently up to the 3rd position here. Still a long ways to go tonight. Nate Lackamy about a 1.5 seconds back, just about 1.3 seconds back. As he's getting around the 8th of Gunther Dassen. Actually, before he hit the wall, he was actually working over the 8th there. Alright, so as we hit lap 40 here. As we hit lap 40 here, we'll keep an eye on this battle as we take a quick break here. But again, you won't miss anything as we go side by side. Don't go away. We'll be right back at the Lone Star State. And welcome back to the Texas Motor Speedway for the High Voltage Racing League presented by Arcade Productions. Texas 200 tonight. 45 laps in the books, currently on lap 46 here tonight. And as you just saw, the 9 of Trevor Polo being the first driver to make his green flag stop there. So the next question is, when does everyone else bring their cars down pit road? Briar LaPrad's lead, currently 2.3 seconds over the 01 of Nate Lackamy. Again, Nate, one of those drivers who got into the wall as well. That is the same time as the rest. If you're just joining us there, pretty freak accident earlier in the race with the 9. Trying to get all the numbers right there. The 9, the 24, and I believe the 8 as well, all getting into the wall at the same time. Pretty strange there, but the 9, Trevor Polo, who was battling for the lead, now a lap down. Michael Skinner currently a lap down as well. He just made a pit stop there. Now looking like 23, 24 coming down pit road as well. So that'll leave the 16, Carlos Costa, Nate Lackamy in the 01, and Briar LaPrade in the 18, still needing to come down. So that happens with lap 50 here. We'll take a look at how this race has been playing out so far. Again, 1 caution here tonight with 4 caution laps, and so far 6 lead changes here tonight. That lead has been exchanged between the 18 there, Briar LaPrade, the 9, Trevor Polo, and the 01 of Nate Lackamy. With Trevor leading 1 lap, Nate leading 23, and Briar just clicking off his 26th lap lead. No real battles on the track. Closest these guys are to each other is the 23 Casey Shue trying to close down the gap to the 9 of Trevor Polo. Now we see the 15 Michael Skinner chasing down the 24 of of Thomas Bressi. Those guys who had just made their stops. So again, the 16, the 01, and the 18 still needing to make their way down pit road. 50 laps on fuel they could stretch if they wanted to. Imagine most of these guys on tires are more than likely going to want to come down here before too long. See those guys, 15 and the 24 on Fletcher tires, just getting around. The 16 of Carlos Costa still out on the track, pulling away by a large margin. So right on board here with the 15 of Michael Skinner. See and hear how that car is feeling after some contact with the wall. It's pretty surprising to see that 24 car of Thomas Bressi, even after making pretty heavy contact with the wall, how quickly he was able to make his way back up through the field. Fell back to 7th, made it all the way back up to the 4th position before coming down pit road. Again, the one driver we kept mentioning here tonight, Casey Shue, when everything cycles around, should be back up to at least the 3rd position, should everything shake out the way it should. See some guys starting to migrate towards the middle line there. Mentioned earlier that some of the drivers said that's where everyone would end up later in the night. As the bottom rubber is in, makes some of these guys want to move around. Right there you saw the 9 Trevor Polo move up a groove. I don't think we'll be seeing them all the way towards the wall there before night's end, but we've seen crazier here on Full Throttle TV. 4 cars left on the lead lap, but again, top 3 have not yet made their stop, so obviously they're wanting to run it out the full fuel run. And now you can see the 18 Briar LaPrade, as we mentioned earlier, all the way, looked like all the way to the top of the corner. That time around in 1 and 2, looking like he's towards the middle, getting to the bottom. Now you see there Thomas Bressi in the 24 getting around the 9 Trevor Polo. Trevor, a pretty rough night tonight, again battling for the lead, now falling all the way back to the 7th position. As we have a caution out on the track, the 16 Carlos Costa, who was 3rd around, Hoping no one else hits him. He'll get to the grass and get it all sorted away. We'll check out what happened to that 16. Looking like, yeah, pretty heavy contact into the wall. I say pretty, that's actually a lot of contact into the wall. And I'm sure this was not the caution that 18 was looking for, but so that's gonna really force the 18 and the 01 to bring it down pit road this time. And when that happens, everyone else gonna have to go for the wave around there. So with the 18 be able to get fresh tires, the rest of these guys gonna get their laps back, but not gonna have the same advantage. They're gonna have to pit, except for the 8 here. Gunther Daston should get the wave around, and he does. So it will be the 18 who will lead them back to the green flag. You can see the 01 Nate Lackamy there getting service done on his car. And while he gets around the track and gets caught up, let's see if we can get a quick word in here with the 18 of Briar LaPrade. Briar, it's Justin here up in the booth. You got a quick second to chat?
Yes, sir, I do.
Alright, well that car looks fast tonight. And again, it looked fast last week as well, but looking like you can get some redemption here tonight. How's the track feeling for you?
The track definitely starts off really grippy and fast, but as the run goes on, it's gonna get tight, especially the aero push. As you saw, the 9 and 24 smack the wall, and that gave them a lot of damage, and now they're gonna be stuck a lap down. As of now, you can see him pitting. The 23, I think he's taking the wave around here, but there's only 3 cars in the lead lap here, or it would be 4 with the 23 here, but it should, I don't know, it's going to be an interesting race from here on out.
Yeah, it's looking like most of your competition is dealing with that aero push, and as you said, all of them just about in the wall. I think just you and the 23 up there, the cleanest cars out here without any damage. So, is that the aero push? Is that just tires getting worn out, or is that just the way the track is changing?
I think it might be how the track is changing. With it getting tighter, and then you got the aero push with that. I think that's what caused the 9 and 24 to go up in there, because for some reason turn 3 and 4 they was acting different almost every lap, and I think Thomas said before the race while we were girding up that the wind is different. I don't know what that is right now, but that might be a factor.
All right, well, we wish you the best of luck here. It's looking like you got a pretty good 18 Chevrolet out there, so we wish you the best of luck and might see you in victory lane at the end of the night here.
Alrighty, I appreciate it.
So aero push, saying, is the cause for really all of these drivers seem like to get into the wall, because looking like they're pretty straight, and then all of a sudden there's the wall. So actually pretty interesting to hear that was feeling like turn 3 and 4 would change in every lap. It has to be an odd and uncomfortable feeling for these drivers to go in there one lap, then the next to feel completely different. So they're dealing with a lot tonight. And with 61, we'll be coming back to 61 laps in the book, going green on lap 62 here. This race closing in on halfway. So it was actually surprising to see those guys coming down pit road again. So they'll get stuck on the lead, or on one lap down. And as Briar said, that'll leave 4 cars left on the lead lap. So a lot of these guys, are probably looking for a quick yellow and trying to fight for that lucky dog. 24 currently in it. As the green flag back out. And the 18, Briar LaPrade, with a great jump. See the 01, Nate Lackamy, there's still some right side damage. Have to see how that affects his race car. As the 15, Michael Skinner, is ready to go. And I don't think that 18, or excuse me, that 01 was just as ready as Michael was. Down the back straightaway, here comes that 24 of Thomas Bressi. He wants to get his lap back the hard way, it's looking like. As the 8 of Gunther Dadson there is on the lead lap, so might see a fight for the lead here before too long. Side by side back there again. The 01 on the lead lap. The 24 just trying to get his lap back here. As he's currently fighting third on the racetrack. As he is fifth, 1 lap down in the lucky dog position, as we mentioned. So, should we get another caution here, he will get his lap back. Michael Skinner, however, not too far behind. He's the second one challenging for that lucky dog. And Trevor Polo as well, fairly far back from this field, looking like that car is fairly hurt. Gunther Dadson still charging for that lead there. The 01, Nate Lackamy, his car is starting to come to him now. And now all of a sudden looking like we may have a 3-way fight for the lead here before the end of it. Nate to the middle line there in 1 and 2. Saw how much of that was an advantage earlier in the race. Now might be the time in the race where we start to see guys start to migrate further up the racetrack. And back there, the 15, Michael Skinner, taking the lucky dog position away from the 24, Thomas Bressi. However, I believe that 24 still has some speed in him in the longer runs, it appears. Back up front, that 01 trying to mount some sort of charge out of 2 there, taking the middle line again. Into 3 and 4, and you can see that 18 pretty committed to the middle as well, and then brings it down the track to the bottom lane. Heading into 1 again here. To the middle, then back down to the bottom. That 8 car, Gunther Dadson, is there. We'll ride on board with him as he makes a charge for the lead. Again, Gunther solidly in the chase there. Win at Daytona. Basically secured his spot. 18, Briar LaPrade, 2 wins, Bristol and Auto Club. So he is definitely solid in the chase. Briar looking for win number 3 here tonight. Gunther looking for win number 2. It's going to be the question of who can lock it up here tonight. Don't forget about Nate Lackamy as well back there in that 3rd position. He's looking for win number 2 as well. First one came at Las Vegas. This might be the shot Gunther's looking for. Looking like he was able to close to the back bumper, but now the 18 pulls away on the straightaway. Now you can see the 18 pulling away just a little bit there. The top 3 pretty well separated out by a pretty equal margin. No one else really racing each other too hard there. 15, Michael Skinner still in the lucky dog position there. He's in the 5th position. Thomas Bressi in 6th. Trevor Polo in 7th. Carlos Costa looking like he has disconnected tonight, as well as the 79 of Jonathan Christopher. So that'll leave 7 cars left on track here tonight. 4 on the lead lap, as we said. And a pretty heavy fight for the lead. No starting to break apart here. Looking like we may have a battle for second here. Starting up with the 01 Nate Lackamy. and the 8 of Gunther Dadston. See that 8 pretty well clean. Did make some contact earlier in the race with the wall, but looked like he may have gotten it fixed. And that 8 looking pretty good. We'll ride on board here with the 01 now. You can see the damage he had after very heavy contact with the wall, and that's how the 18 Briar LaPrade was able to get the lead and hasn't looked back since. 48 laps led for that 18. So far, the most laps led tonight, the only one closest to him, is the one we're riding on board with, Nate Lackamy, with 23. The 8 slips out the track just a little bit, and there goes the 01 of Nate Lackamy back to second. Not quite sure what happened to the 8 there. We'll go back and take another look. Looking like he may have felt the car start to push exiting 4 and let off the gas. Oh yeah, it's definitely looking like that's what happened. Don't think, yeah, he didn't get into the wall, luckily, so crisis averted for the 8 of Gunther Dadston. Keeps a race car, but loses a position. So ever since, it seems like the 01 had gotten into the wall. The 18 Briar LaPrade taking the lead and has not looked back since. There's your top 5. We're going to step away for just a second, but we'll be right back. You won't miss a thing as we go side by side. Nate Lackamy slowly closing in on your leader here as we welcome you back to Texas Motor Speedway for the High Voltage Racing League presented by RK Productions here. 80 laps in the book here tonight of 133. And as you can see there, Nate Lackamy slowly closing in on your leader, Briar LaPrade. 0.4 of a second separate them. That time around fairly equal in times, with the 01 a little bit faster with the 29.92. Briar's is a 29.97. That time around, a huge gain there by the 01. Nate Lackamy will ride on board with him as we monitor the gap. See there, 50 laps to go. Should see maybe one more pit stop, whether that be under green or under yellow, that'll be the question. But I believe after that, we'll be done. 50 laps, I believe, was said earlier, was the maximum these guys could go on fuel, so. It'll be the question of if these guys half pit for tires, or if they go the full distance with fuel. A little bit of ground lost there by the 8 or the 01 of Nate Lackamy. But not too much. Looked like he made that strong gain. Now it kind of looks like he's kind of wore out the car just a little bit. Maybe slow it down, regroup a little bit, and then give it another shot later. So only 4 cars left on the lead lap here tonight. 7 still on the racetrack. Michael Skinner and Thomas Presley a lap down. Trevor Polo 2 laps down. After the 24-9 made some contact into the wall. And the 8 of Gunther Datsun the same. Still about 5 seconds back of the lead as we take you through a quick race recap of what this race has seen tonight. 2 cautions for 8 caution laps. Again, only 6 lead changes on the night after 86, now 87 of 133 laps. See Nate losing just a bit more time there. Thomas Presley looking like he's starting to close in the gap on the 15 of Michael Skinner for that lucky dog position. And it's pretty impressive with how hard the 24 hit the wall. How much speed is still left in the car. About 9/10 is the gap. It's now slowly closing in here. Still a lot of ground to be made up. See 01 starting to catch up just a little bit again, as we'll ride on board with the 01 here. See the 18 getting bigger and bigger here. Down the back straightaway into 3. Check the times this time around. Last time, 01 with a 10th better. This time, still the same. The 01 at 10th better. Might be due to the draft he gets pulling down the straightaways. And there's the gap there. Seems like the 01 drives it in harder, but the 18 Briar LaPrade just better off the corners. Better exit speed for the 18 that carries all the way down the straightaways, as you can see. looking like even the draft isn't strong enough to pull him all the way to the back bumper of the 01. Excuse me, of the 18. However, it does look like he's just about there. As soon as I say that, time is lost on the front straightaway again. Just with how good Breyer is exiting the corners. And like I just said, it carries all the way down the front straightaway and entering the next corner. And closing in here, 40 laps to go. So the next question is going to be, when do we see the next pit stop? Which will most likely be our final one. We mentioned before, just 2 races ago, before the chase starts. After this, Richmond will be our final race of the regular season. And with that, we'll take a quick look at the bracket right now. See Trevor Polo on top with 4 wins. Breyer LaPrade currently slotted in second with 2. And Michael Skinner as well with 2. Rest on down with 1. We mentioned before, Casey Shue, if he's able to win, he can knock Justin Krasneski out of the championship spot. Right now, the 23 a lap down in the 5th position. And I believe the 24 of Thomas Bresci has made his way down pit road. Possibly he has gone down another lap now. And that puts the 23 in 5th. 12 seconds behind the 15. So, in terms of green flag pit stops, we've seen that 18 basically go with the strategy of run it dry on fuel. I have to see if that's the same situation here towards the end of the race, or if he chooses tires over fuel. But again, I believe 18 just about the only car here tonight that hasn't hit the wall. I believe the 23 as well kept it pretty clean. But just about everyone else, really off of 4, has found the wall one way or another. A little bit of pressure for that 18 again. So we keep noting with the 01, Nate Lackme. That gap in balancing between 5 and 4 tenths. Time around, Breyer better by a tenth. But with Nate, it seems like his strategy is to run it hard into the corner so he gets better corner entrance speed. And as we keep saying, the 18 better off the corner, propels him all the way down the straightaway. We're right on board here with the 18 for lap and see how he takes the Texas Motor Speedway. Seems like his lines kind of vary each lap between the middle and bottom line, but 76 laps led currently. 18 is looking like he's going to be able to lock up most laps led here tonight with only 33 laps remaining. Question is, can he secure a win and get his 3rd of the season? He'd be the only driver with 3 wins, but not the most winningest. That title belongs to Trevor Polo there in the 9. Just trying to get win number 5 tonight. Looking like he had a pretty good shot at it. And then one of the drivers who's clapped the wall exiting 4th. It's closing in on 30 laps to go here. The next question, the question that keeps lingering is when these guys come down pit road. It seems like the normal trend was come down about when your tires start to give up. That's about halfway through a fuel run, but overall it seems like these guys are sticking to running it dry. As the 23 of Casey Shoes actually gone around on the racetrack. No caution due to him being below the white line there. And we'll go another lap down. So that leaves one car left on the lead lap. That's Michael Skinner in the 15. So it's looking like if we get another caution, he will be the lucky dog. Now we can see the 15 of Michael Skinner making his way down pit road. And the 18 Briar LaPrade as well coming down. So that'll leave the 01 Nate Lackamy to stay out. And with 30 laps to go, looking like this may be the final stop of the night. Have to imagine, unless we get another caution here. Last time we started our green flag stops, had a caution that interrupted it. Hoping not to see the same thing this time around. Nate coming down this time as well. The 18. 4 tires and fuel. He is away with a very quick stop, a 13.8 second stop. The 8, Gunther Datsun, just completing his service as well. 01 still in pit road, waiting for his service to finish up. Now we have a battle for the 5th position here, closing in with the 9 Trevor Polo and the 24 of Thomas Pressey. So the lead just cycling around there. As you saw, the 18 Briar LaPrade get around the 01 as Nate comes off pit road and gets up to speed, and that's going to be quite the margin here as we get up to speed. So already it's looking like everyone's cycling around for their pit stops, so got 27 laps to go. Like everyone is done, and caution is out. Michael Skinner into the outside wall there on the front straightaway. With those guys just coming in, don't imagine they'll be coming back down pit road, but let's see what happened to Michael Skinner here. Wow, really loose through 3 and 4. Basically dirt tracking it around, not really able to catch it, gets into the dirt, and I believe that might be the end of him. He had been trying to catch that car all the way through 3 and 4. We'll get a look at that from the air here. That's through 1 and 2. Let's close into 3 and 4 here. We'll get a bit of a closer look. And right as he entered 3, that car just steps out. And just really never able to catch it into the dirt. And into the outside wall there. So actually everyone coming down pit road this time. Just about everyone. Only one who has stayed out is the 15 of Michael Skinner. Looking like he will get at least a waiver in. I was going to say lucky dog, but he was the cause of that caution and will not get the lucky dog, so These guys finishing up their stops. The 01's actually going to beat the 18 on pit road. So we see box number 1 on pit road. Advantage again to Nate Lackme. Heading the pole, we'll get that for you. I believe Briar LaPrade was in the 3rd box there. So on the lead lap, that'll leave Nate Lackme with the lead. Briar LaPrade 2nd. And Gunther Dadson 3rd. Then Casey Chu and Thomas Bressie. And while we have this chance under caution, gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be back to take you to the checkered flag. Don't go away. It's about to get interesting. One to go here at the Texas Motor Speedway. We welcome you back to the High Voltage Racing League presented by RK Productions. Texas 200 here tonight. 23 laps to go. Currently going to be getting the green with 22 to go. And Briar LaPrade, the man who's led 82 laps tonight, a very dominant race car, has his work cut out for him on this restart. The 01 Nate Lackme was able to edge him off pit road. The question will be, who can close out the deal here? Only 3 cars left. Excuse me, 4 cars left here on the lead lap. It's looking like. I think that may be 5. We'll have to wait until scoring comes around. But pace car is off. And the green flag back out 22 laps ago. The 8 of Gunther Dadson wasting no time. Tries to make it 3 wide. Decides not to force the issue. And that hurt the 01. Here comes the 18 of Briar LaPrade to retake the lead. Able to clear the 01 Nate Lackme even before they got to turn 1. And now Nate has a mirror full of the 8 of Gunther Dadson. Really close there. As the exit 4, the 01 tries to chop off the 8. Doesn't quite work. Now the 8's going to try and find some sort of other line to get around the 8 or the 01 of Nate Lackme here. And while these guys race so hard, that's going to allow the 18 of Briar LaPrade here to start to pull away. 6 cars left here on the lead lap, 5 of them battling for this win. Michael Skinner back there, you see behind the 24, a lap down. 1st through 5th on the lead lap, all the way back to the 24. Here comes the 01 of Nate Lackme using that outside, going to get the nose underneath the 18 of Briar LaPrade there, side by side down the back straightaway. Using that middle line The line Briar's really been using all night. Not going to work, and 3 and 4 are going to have to fall in behind as we take 19 laps to go here. The 8 Gunther Dadson now to the bottom of the 01 of Nate Lackamy. Going to get a little loose through 1 and 2, able to catch it. That could have been much worse. Here comes the 23 of Casey Shue now. Underneath the 8 of Gunther Dadson, lost all his momentum down the back straightaway, getting so loose. Crosses under the 23 of Casey Shue there. And if these guys start racing, the 24 is not going to be too far behind. Casey able to use that outside line again to get around Dadson. And now Briar has a mirror full of the 01 of Nate Lackamy. See back there, 3rd through 5th racing. Thomas Bressi to the outside of Gunther Dadson in the 8. Tries to use that outside line. Not going to be too much of an advantage for him there. Have to slot in and try again. A little bit of trouble exiting 4 there. Thomas going to get the nose. The outside there. Really loose again off turn 2 is the 8 of Gunther Dadson. Still holding on to that 4th spot. Nate Lackamy 6/10 away now from the 18 of Briar LaPrade. And Briar starting to pull away here as he takes 15 laps to go. Thomas still trying to find some way around the 8 here. He's right there. He wants it so bad. We'll ride on board here with the 22 or 24, see what he can do. He's actually going to get really wide. They're exiting 2, almost get into the wall. And now he's going to lose all momentum he had to get after the 8 there. So we'll shift our focus now to the 8 Gunther Dadson, trying to get around the 23 now of Casey Shue. Casey in that 3rd position, looking for a good points night at least tonight. Maybe try and get a win next week at Richmond. He's about a 1.5 seconds back from the leader here. Yeah, mirror full of the 8 here. We'll ride on board with the 8. Wow. What a run he got through the middle of the corner there. I think he might have given the 23 just a little bit of a tap there. We'll show you the gap there. 8 slides up the track into the wall just a little bit. They're going to scrape it and now lose all his momentum he had going towards the 23. And here comes the 24, Thomas Bressi now, back to the back bumper of the 24. Gets to the outside, or the inside now of the 8. Tries to get the nose underneath, entering 3. Almost moves him as they enter 3. Still trying to find any way around him. 10 laps to go here. Briar LaPrade, a 1 second lead over Nate Lackamy, 2 seconds over Casey Shue now. Bressi now losing some ground to the 8. Dadson exiting 4, however, gets a good run to the back bumper of Gunther. He blocks that. And nowhere to go for that 24. Watch the run he gets out of 4 here. We're right on board with him. Not as good as he got last time around, but I believe his strength tonight is definitely corner exit, as it has been for the 18 of Briar LaPrade there. Again, 3:10 separating Thomas Cressy from a 4th place finish. Gunther Datsun moving back to the 5th position, but 8 cars still look like he's holding strong. Just has to hold on for 7 more laps. Everyone's separated just about by a 1.5 seconds throughout the field. And I can see these guys going to start to close in on the 23 of Casey Shu. Not sure if they'll be able to get there. Gunther Datsun still about a 1.5 seconds back. Five laps to go now. If we get a caution, this race just about going to be over. These guys separated enough that I don't think we'll see any sort of car-to-car incident. Could be an issue exiting 4. But Briar basically 2 seconds ahead of Nate Lackamy here. A strong run for this 18 tonight. Gonna go home leading just about 105 laps out of the 133 raced here tonight. Nate Lackamy looking like he's gonna come home 27 laps led, and the only one who's led a lap other than those two tonight is the 9 of Trevor Rapolo with 1. So 3 laps to go now. Thomas Cressy about 6/10 back now from the 8 Gunther Datsun, so that battle's slowed down just a little bit. A little bit of a wiggle exiting 2 there, but in the rear view mirror is just a small little dot, the 01 for Briar LaPrade. Coming around turn 4 to take the white flag here. Such a strong run tonight. Finished 2nd last week at Darlington by not too much. Almost had that race won, but he was edged out by the 66 of Chester Gibson. Now it's looking like he's going to have redemption tonight. Just 2 more corners for this 18. And he will have win number 3 on the season. Got the first win back in Bristol, then it seemed like he went on a little hiatus. Then towards the chase, picked it up. Checkered flag, Briar LaPrade gonna win tonight here at Texas. 105 laps led for that 18. And again, win number 3, definitely cementing his place in 2nd as we head into the chase. So congratulations from the 23 there. and just about everyone else. Everyone happy to see Breyer here going to victory lane. And now he'll do the donuts for the third time this season. Basically all in a different sort of scheme on that 18 machine. Got M&M's on it tonight. And while he celebrates, gonna step away for just a bit, get everyone set up for interviews, then take you through where everybody finished tonight, and talk to the winner and more. Don't go away. We'll be back. And welcome back to the Texas Motor Speedway for the High Voltage Racing League presented by Arcade Productions. Texas 200 tonight. Just wrapping up tonight's event. Briar LaPrade has gone to victory lane, but we'll take you through where everybody else finished here tonight. Nate Lackamy finished the second here tonight. Casey Shue third. Gunther Datsun fourth. Thomas Bressi fifth. Trevor Apollo sixth. Michael Skinner seventh. Carlos Costa eighth. Jonathan Christopher ninth. And Tyler Hensley 10th. Justin Krasneski and Johnny Thomas did not take the grid, so they will finish 11th and 12th, respectively. Now we'll talk to the winner here, Briar LaPrade. Briar, you got us?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, well, a dominating performance tonight, to say the least. 105 out of the 133 laps led tonight, and kept it out of the wall, and seemed like that may have been the most important part about your win tonight.
Yes. Everybody, I think, except for me and Casey Shue in the 23, kept it out of the wall. And I think that's a major part, especially with how the tires got on the long run there. But, yeah, like you said, dominating fashion. I'd never expected that. And, like last week I said, a lot of momentum going into the chase here.
Absolutely. Two wins fairly close to each other. That has to build up some confidence as you go into the chase, especially going in as the second seed.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to next week, too, Richmond. I enjoy Richmond. But, Rapalo, I'm coming after your 4-win mark, buddy.
Absolutely. So congratulations on the win tonight, and we'll see you at Richmond, maybe in victory lane again.
Yeah, hopefully I can. Hope you guys enjoy the race. See ya.
All right, so now we'll talk to our second place finisher here, Nate Lackamy. Nate, you got us?
Yeah.
All right, well, second place finish tonight. Seemed like you had a pretty good car to start, put it on pole, but it seemed like once you got it into the wall, the car was just never the same.
Yeah, pretty much. It just kind of lost straightaway speed there.
All right, well, a win already this season, so pretty well locked into the chase. Next week being the final race before we head into the chase. What's the momentum and feeling like as we head into it?
I mean, there really is no feeling, I guess. Just whatever.
All right. Well, congratulations on your second place finish tonight, and we'll see you next week.
See you.
All right. So now we'll talk to our third place finisher here, Casey Shue. Casey, you got us?
Yeah.
All right. Well, another solid run here tonight in the third position. Went a lap down just about with the rest of the field as well, but battled back and get a third place finish. Walk us through your race tonight, because it seemed like it was up and down basically all night.
Well, I mean, the whole field was pretty even tonight, I felt, and just mine and TB's pit strategy kind of ended on the wrong note, and I decided to stay out because I knew I had to get a win, and I wasn't faster than Nate or Ryer, but I gave it my all. I mean, third place is great, but overall in the long term, it doesn't help me at all, so it's kind of a bittersweet that it's finally coming, like, starting to get good runs in the end of the season whenever it doesn't really matter to me anymore. So that's just it's kind of bittersweet.
Absolutely. And next week being your last shot at making the chase, it's basically a must-win situation for you. What do you got to do to prepare for that race and get yourself into the chase?
I gotta come with the mindset that I gotta win. I gotta kind of be like that the whole week, and I guess run some extra practices this week just to kind of get better and just use a chrome horn all night. Doesn't matter who it is. I mean, I don't want to do that, but that's going to have to be the way I race.
Absolutely. A shame to get put in that position, but again, strong runs building, and hopefully see some wins coming your way. Congratulations on third, and we wish you best of luck next week.
Thank you.
All right, so that's going to finish it up for us tonight. Next time we see you, it'll be Wednesday for some truck racing with the Hardline Truck Series. So I'm Justin Kolb. I thank you for watching tonight, and we'll see you then.